Hello and welcome everyone. So today we have taken a very interesting topic for you, and this would help you in developing the way you come up with, like, let's say, the way you interact with people. Okay, you would get to know your own personality also. You would get to sense what sort of personality do you have when it comes to having communication with people. Okay, now I've just seen the screen. I have taken an image that shows a few people standing in a queue and then they're staring this man. Why would this be? Like, what possible reason could that be of them staring at him? Like, they staring at him, I must say. Now, you are in line at a school, a store, metro station, and someone cuts in. Now, cut in means that someone comes in between, stands in, like, someone tries to jump in between, and instead of standing at the back, comes and stands in front of you, okay, not in the queue. Has this ever happened to anyone in here? And I suppose answers could be yes, no, but majorly it could be yes. Because this has happened, or not to us, but we have noticed there are people who cut in, right? Not at, I would say you might have seen at a metro station, at different stores, while billing at billing counters, right? This happens. Now, this is what we're talking about. What do you do at that moment? Do you just like give a look to that person, or you murmur something in your head, or you start yelling at the person? What is the sort of response or reaction that you have at that time? That is what I want to know. Now, there are few people who won't say anything. They would be ignorant about it. Then there could be second form of people who would start murmuring in their head, and like they wouldn't tell that person, but they would be like saying something in their own mind. Third, there could be people who would just tell him straightforward, you better stand in queue, or you should stand in queue. We're all standing in queue, you also stand in queue. Fourth, could be that a person, you start fighting with that person or start arguing with that person. It could be anything out of this, right? Now, the best idea is that you straightforward, out of these four, best is that you straightforwardly go and tell that person that, sorry, we're all standing in queue, you should also stand in queue. Why are you cutting in? That is it. Okay, and that is what we call assertive communication. And this is what we are talking about. Assertive communication. You have to state what you believe clearly. Instead of going haywire, like instead of saying yes when you have to say no, we have to be assertive, we have to be firm, okay? And you can see here, what we are going to do is we are going to assess our communication style. Now, when I say assess your communication style, I mean that, see, there is passive, there's assertive, and then there's aggressive. Majorly, we will be talking about assertive, but what is passive and what is aggressive, that is also we will be discussing. Now, three frames you see, three communication style: passive style, assertive, and aggressive. Passive is when the person doesn't say much, doesn't speak up much, okay, is submissive. We will get to know a few pointers here. Let's say, for example, a person who can't speak up, okay, who doesn't know his or her own rights, okay, working somewhere, you don't know your rights, you are passive. Gets stepped on or is meek means weak, like feeble, okay, is submissive. Stepped on means people are taking undue advantage of that person or of you, then you are passive. Too accommodating or appeasing means you are trying to please others. If that's the case, again you are passive. Then talk softly, no eye contact, like fearful. Gives cold fish handshakes. Now, cold fish handshakes means a person expressionless, like cold fish. If I say a person is cold fish, the best example would be Mr. Manmohan Singh. Okay, he is a cold fish. Now, cold fish is without any expressions. You don't have those gestures or the way of articulation, right? It is a cold fish handshake, like you just shake a hand. Then doesn't stand up for my rights, or don't stand up for my right, sulking. Like, I'm cribbing, but I'm not taking a stand for my own self. Okay, that is again, I'm passive. Avoids conflict, submissive, and flight. So a person who doesn't want to be a part of any conflict is not said to be passive. But if there's a point that you need to make and you're not making it, then definitely you are passive. You are submissive. If you're agreeing to everything, okay, yes, this could be this way, this could be that way, then you are submissive. People take advantage of me, definitely you're passive, same, get stepped on. And trouble saying no, and then I'm resentful, then you regret it. Oh, why didn't I say no? Then later on you feel regretful. All these pointers that are given here, that are stated here, out of these, if you find any more than 5 plus, okay, you are passive informed. 5 plus pointers, if you mark yourself that you're this also, and you have this also, this problem also, this, then you are passive instruction. And we have to work on our communication style, guys. See, when I say we should be assertive in communicating, why assertive communication is the best? Because it is clear, it is straight. Okay, let's have a look. This was passive. Let's have a look at the assertive one. Assertive style of communication. What does this mean? You are direct, you are honest, you respect right of others, plus you know your own rights also. You recognize the importance of having needs and rights respected. Like, you respect your rights, you respect others' rights. This is what this means, simple. You are confident about what you're doing, what you're saying. Realize I have choices. Don't be bound, okay? Don't be that. You have to realize that you have choice. If this doesn't work out, something else would work out. Okay? Effective communicator. You need to be an effective communicator. You need to communicate well with people. Can express my needs. I know if I need something, how to express it, what to say. Make good eye contact. You have to make proper eye contact with people. Proper handshake, proper eye contact. Speak with firm voice. See, our voice tells a lot about our personality. If you don't have a strong voice, if you don't have a strong voice to put forward your opinion, you won't be counted, like you won't be taken seriously by people. Okay, that is one possible reason. So we need to be direct, honest, respecting rights, confident, realizing that we have choices. We have to be effective communicator. We should be expressing our needs. We should be having proper eye contact and firm voice. Speak with firm voice. If this is the case, if you have 5 plus of these points, which means you have an assertive personality. Now, there could be people who have a few of passive, few of assertive, few of aggressive. So we need to majorly work on our assertive part. We have to come to this section. We have to majorly work on this part. We have to come to this section. We have to come to this section instead of the one that we are already in. Okay, we need to come to this part. Let's have a look at the aggressive one. Now, aggressive one says that you violate others' rights using power, position, and language, which means you abuse someone probably. You're pushy, you are dominating, you are intimidating, and you're blaming. You're dominating, you want everything to be done the way you want it. Okay, you are intimidating, you actually urge people to fight probably, you urge people to have a conflict. Okay, you blame people about things that you've done wrong probably. Then you say the next one is must get my way. Things must get your way. Not everything is possible that things go your way, right? There are situations when others have better ideas than us. So instead of that, we should be respecting others' ideas, not that we should just barge into and just flush off what other person is trying to say. React instantly of fights. That's you can see in the image. Okay, so here we need to learn. In case of assertive style of communication, we respond, we don't react. This is one important point. So we need to learn to respond and not to react, guys. That's the best way of communication. Next, this can be abusive. talking down. You are abusive, you talk low, you talk down. Vice-like handshake. Okay, this is VICE. Okay, vice-like handshake. Like vice-like handshake is, see, opposite of vice is virtue. This is not SE but CE. Vice-like handshake is you don't have a proper handshake, you have something that is okay. Probably a handshake that is tight-fisted, or a handshake that shows aggression. Okay, that is vice-like handshake. Then comes out of control emotion. You get out of control easily. Okay, you react. That's the reason that you react and you don't respond. Then don't care where or when I blast someone. Like you fight, I would say at the end what comes is you start fighting. Okay, physical, I would say you get into a physical fight. Okay, that is also possible. At that moment you are aggressive. So if I see this aggressive section, it is very clear that we are having a negative impact if we have this style of communication. That's very obvious. So it's better to have assertive style of communication instead of having passive or aggressive, because some of the other way we get stuck. So assertive is the best one, and we need to work on this majorly. Now you see here, we would come back to this. Reports or totals in a graph, remember, all styles have their proper place and use. Assertive communication is the healthiest. So if you see assertive on this graph, you should be up higher. You see, it can be that aggressive you are here, or in passive you are here, but you have to make sure that in assertive you range high. Okay, that is important, that is necessary. Now this is one other type of style of communication, that's passive aggressiveness. Now in passive aggressiveness, what happens is you are angry, you are aggressive, but you don't express it out. Okay, for example, this fight flight pattern. Fight flight pattern means you wish to fight, but you're holding yourself inside, you're not letting it out. Okay, either respecting only your rights or others' rights. This is another one. You're either respecting only your rights or others' rights. Now, not addressing the problem or behavior, you're running away. You're not facing the problem, you're not facing what it is actually, but you're running away, you're not addressing the problem. Okay, so that is another way wherein passive aggressiveness comes in. If you avoid and you don't face or you don't solve the problem, you don't come up with it, it will never be resolved, right? Next comes talking about people behind their back, or you can say it's gossip, right? If you do that, oh, that's really bad. That is awful. Fluctuating between violating others' boundaries or having your boundaries violated. If you're violating other people's boundaries, then you're fluctuating between this. Like you don't know where to go, where to stand, where to take a stand. You are coming to your, okay, maybe this is also right, okay, you are right, but no, my point is also right. If you cannot take a proper stand, then again, passive aggressiveness. And this kind of style of communication will always make you end up in chaos, definitely. So passive aggressiveness, a big no. So we need to be assertive, we need to get this majorly, because this is the style of communication that is the healthiest. So when you see these pointers, you get to know where do you lie and start working on it. Start working on your communication style. That is important. Once you start working on your communication style, it helps you. Now, let's have a look. Let's say, here I've taken an example, and let's see which Betty is aggressive, which Betty is passive, which is assertive. Teacher says, Betty, what is 2 times 3? Betty Bloop says, 6. Teacher says, that is the wrong answer. The right answer is 6. 5 is not the right answer. Betty Bloop, you're stupid. I said 6. I didn't say 5. Everyone knows that 2 times 3 is 6. Take the wax out of your ears. The moment Betty Bloop says this, teacher tells, go stand in the corner until you can talk better to me. What type of Betty? What kind of Betty is this Betty Bloop? That is aggressive, because the way she spoke or talked was a reaction and not a response. Okay, it was like she reacted and she didn't respond, and that's the reason she stated this way: take the wax out of your ears. Now this is example 1. We got to know what is the difference between passive, assertive, and aggressive, and I hope the idea is getting clear. This one was aggressive. Let's have a look at the next one. The next is example 2, and here again teacher is having conversation with Betty Bright and not Betty Blue. Teacher says, Betty, what is 2 times 3? Betty, 6. Teacher, that's wrong. The right answer is 6. 5 is not the right answer. Ignore this number. Betty Bright, and she loudly and clear she says, can we talk about this for a minute, teacher? What is there to talk about? You gave me the wrong answer. Betty Bright, I know that 2 times 3 is 6. I thought I said 6. I want you to understand that I can do my maths tables. Would you please give me another chance? And this is our best way to respond. Like, you're not disrespecting the person, but you are taking a stand for yourself. So teacher says, okay, what is 2 times 6? Loudly. 12 is the right answer. That's very good. So what happened was, the teacher could sense, okay, probably I heard it wrong. She said it right, and she could prove herself right as well. This one is assertive. This is what we are talking about. This is what we have to follow. Instead of following this, that is aggressiveness, we need to follow assertiveness. Okay? Now, as I said, which Betty was assertive and which one was aggressive. So now we know which one was assertive and which one was aggressive. What are the benefits of being assertive? Make great managers. Okay, because they know that things are to be done with fairness and respect. Okay, because this means that they are often well liked and seen as leaders that people want to work with. Because see, if you're assertive, you are straight up, you don't mingle words, you don't mismatch, you don't dwindle, or I would say you don't swing between these two things. Like, you're not a pendulum that is dropping down from one end to other end. Okay, you know, you take a stand, you are right there. So that way we make great managers. Next is negotiate successful win-win solutions. See, if both sides are happy, that's very obvious. And assertive, as you said, as you saw, how did Betty Bright manage doing it, right? The teacher didn't feel disrespected, and so did Betty Bright try to, and she pulled it up, and she also proved herself right. She took a stand for herself. Win-win situation. Okay, that's again benefits of being assertive. Then are better doers and problem solvers. They know, because see, problem solvers, there are less number of problems for people who are assertive. Okay, because they do things in a better way, so they don't have to worry about it. Are less stressed and anxious. They're less stressed and anxious, and that's obvious. If you are making everything crisp and clear to other people, you would be less stressed and anxious, right? These are the benefits of being assertive. Okay, now let's have a look how to become more assertive. Now, we got to know that out of these styles, passive, aggressive, assertive, passive, aggressive, the best is assertive. But how to become more assertive? This is other way that comes, that hits our head. So how to become more assertive? Assertive, value yourself and your rights. Have that faith and belief in your own self. That's important. You have to value yourself and your rights. Voice your needs means take your stand, like confidently. Take a stand for yourself. If you believe in something, have faith, believe in it, and do it. Speak it up. Acknowledge that you cannot control other people's behavior. You have to ignore it. Don't get bothered with what others are doing. Do what you could possibly do the best. Okay? Be open to criticism and compliments, like comments and compliments both. You should not be always looking for compliments. There could be comments or criticism that could come your way. Accept it gracefully. Take it. See if something is wrong. Work on it. Learn to say no. Right? Yes to the person, no to the task. Like, say yes to the person. You're not denying. See, the major problem when it comes to say no is, oh, how to say no to him or her. You are not saying no to the person. You're saying no to the task. Learn to say no to the task instead of saying no to the person. You are accepting it from the person. That's okay. Okay, coming from the person, you're accepting it. But the task assigned, probably find some problem with the task. Okay, this would take time and I don't have that much time. I hope you understand why would I say no to you. Right? That way, manage it. You are not saying no to the person, but to the task. Please bear it, and you would never face problem while saying no. So these are the ways of how you can become more assertive. Okay. Try, work on it being assertive, because being assertive is what is important and what is needed. It is much needed, is need of the hour. Okay. And work on your communication style to become more, I would say, more articulate. Okay. And I will see you soon in the next session with something new to come up. Thank you so much.